Welcome back to 1876 Sports and Culture Podcast, a show focused on highlighting the illustrious Prairie View A&M University, the HBCU of Texas, by promoting SWAC and the HBCU experience, featuring your fellow PV Panthers, Roland Austin, Jay Cleasy, Big Mike Washington, three-time SWAC champ Gati Werema, former drum major HBCU band historian Shawnetta Haskell, and Al Williams, driving the show from the Hill. Please subscribe and follow us on social media at 1876 SCP. And don't forget, we do it for the culture.
And welcome to the 1876 Sports and Culture Podcast, coming to you at the end of May. Man, it's summertime, baby. Sun's out, guns out.
It's hot. We a little late, but hey,
yeah,
we here.
We got it in before the end of the month. Y'all might not see it till June, but it was recorded in May. I promise you.
Somebody throw up they cell phone for visual evidence.
Right, exactly. So we are on the back end of graduation season, and seems like social media, as it does, is having an issue with the celebrations at the HBCU graduations. We go through this every December and every May. But what's y'all take on this? The celebrations.
It is televised now. Everybody sees it, and I feel two kind of ways about it. Because when I crossed in December, when I crossed the stage in May of 1996, I acted a damn fool. I went across the stage, did a double spin right in front of the president, and shook his hand.
I see no reason.
My mom in the stands like, this damn fool. Who am I to speak on what these children doing? But god damn, my routine was 5 seconds. They doing 30-second clips now on the stage.
It's just too much, man. I get it and I understand. It is a celebratory moment. And I listen, if anybody understands, it's trials and tribulations that you have gone through over that course of that 5, 6, some of us 7 years that the average person just don't understand. So when you got tears of joy and you want to jump up and down and shout, but man, there's decorum. We are getting it's just like everything else. We let a little bit slide and a little bit slide, and next thing they doing a whole 30-second skit. Like what's that one Country Wayne? They doing a whole Country Wayne skit on the stage.
Man, but listen, I think it was Miles College. The president got up, said, if you here to celebrate your line brother, your cousin, your grandbaby, your nephew, y'all go on. I'm gonna give y'all 5 minutes to let it loose. Yep. And he said, DJ hit it, and the DJ played that remix of Never Would Have Made It. Bro, they had church. I'm trying to tell you, they had church, man.
They went off.
Let me give you this. Let me give you my take. And I heard this on the internet. It's undefeated. But consider this. They call it jigging. So these babies are jigging, which, if you look at the origin of jigging, it goes back to the Saba dance of West Africa. So jigging is basically our haka. Like the Polynesians, they do the haka, and everybody understand that's a cultural dance. Give them their space, let them do their thing, right? But when our babies are jigging, this is something that's just in their DNA because we didn't teach it.
But I would say I would challenge you on this one, and it's just gonna be a small challenge. Is it jigging or jigabooing?
Oh Lord!
Oh well,
Jesus.
see, that's a whole nother thing.
I'm just asking, man, because here's the thing: it's one thing to have you, dude. It's like we've always discussed on this show over and over and over again. There are things that are done in the house that you just aren't doing outside the house, and now we're in a position to where everything is broadcasted outside the house. I don't like it. If it was a closed graduation and it was just us and ain't 1,000 cell phones out there recording every single thing, hey man, I'm all for it. Like I said, look, I came up Pentecostal, so
Word
the
on
pastor used to tell us, hey, look, okay, we getting out of here early today. You got 5 minutes. Just like your boy said, DJ hit it. Musicians give them 5 minutes to shout. Now y'all sit down now, so I get this message, get up out of here. But it is just getting out of hand, and it's not just an instantaneous expression of joy. It is something that is premeditated. It's scripted. It's how many it's done for the gram. It's done for likes now. And to me, it's losing its luster. It's losing its purpose. And it's just putting yourself out there to be like, really? That ain't go again.
I guess the follow-up question is, should graduation be a governance space? Just where it's just who we are to each other. Do we have to do like Bruno Mars and take your cell phone and put it in a bag so that we can really do our thing for graduation?
I hate to say it, but I'm for it.
I'm for that.
If you want to do that, then fine. Remove all cameras, cut the signals, and let it be a closed event.
Your family there.
Disposable cameras only.
The people that love you are there. The ones that ain't, hey man,
Let me give my input on what you said. I feel like it's gone too far, but at the same time, I could care less about what those other people think about what we do and how we celebrate, how we jig or jigaboo, because they done went full. The rest of the world has gone full MAGA, whatever. I say
with their whole chest.
With their whole chest. Like Jay-Z said, still nigga, let's go full nigga. If you want to do that, do what the hell you want to do. Because they going to think what they want to think about you anyway.
You're right. And it's
not about respectability politics has been proven not to work.
No, there is no such thing as respectability politics working for the African-American community. So be who the hell you want to be.
I agree with you, Joe, but we are also witnessing firsthand that anytime something gets outside of the confines of our community, it's a problem. And me personally, man, stop where you want to stop it. I remember back in the day, you didn't see chants or steps unless you was at that yard show or at that party.
This is true. Cell phones ruin the culture.
It has gone. Now you got everybody from perps and everything else will jump in line and know probably steps better than you and will teach you chants. And you're like, when did you play it?
But we're past that. We are so far past that.
Yes, we are. But I'm still saying, if you don't put some controls on it, it just gets out. You have anarchy.
There you go. That you damn liberals always want to control stuff. No,
I ain't know that.
Let it go full blown.
Let
it go full blown. I stand here today and encourage all the youth of America to go full nigga if that makes you happy.
You know what?
Because then white folks gonna judge you regardless.
If you already owning your own company when you graduate.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I approve that.
There we go.
If you got your own business, do whatever you want to do. But if you finna call Mr. Exxon or Mr. Microsoft to say, can I get my check in 2 weeks? You might want to tone that down a little bit.
So lower your tone.
You say it with your chest, but you better say it inside your chest.
In my heart, big brother, in my heart. All right. Labor Day Classic this year. Labor Day Classic is going to be on Sunday morning at 11 o'clock. That's second service time. So we some heathens now? What's really going on?
Dog,
they are making us choose ye this day.
No, they ain't. No, they ain't. No, they ain't. Because, hey, as my former pastor used to say, only 10% of you Negroes tithe any damn way. So PV is the most... Yeah, PV is the most country bougie, high sedity, all this. Negro, get up. And you go to church Saturday if you need to. Go to Bible study Wednesday, but be at the game.
Ain't no church on Saturday, man.
Well, for those Jehovah's
some other folks do.
I guess Jehovah's Witness.
Be a Jehovah's Witness for one day, and then be at the game Sunday.
I can just imagine the post-game tailgate is going to be lit because it'll be about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And you ain't got to go to work on Monday.
You ain't got nothing else to do.
That's the homecoming pregame warm up. The tailgate ought to be lit.
It's gonna be lit, and remember, it's on ESPN 2. we're going to be the only game in town probably on ESPN that day.
Especially at
We're
that
gonna
time.
at that time slot. We're gonna have all eyeballs the same way like the Celebration Bowl is the only bowl or the first bowl game or the only one on in that time slot. And so we had record viewership. We mess around and have record viewership for the Labor Day Classic this year. So it is important for the stands to be filled. And look good
question, Joe,
for TV.
What does that look like monetarily? Do we know yet?
Monetarily?
Yeah, like what
do we get from ESPN?
What do we give up, right? Or what are we getting in exchange for because the news on social media is that we're impacting the culture, right? This is going against what we know. And
what do you mean impacting the culture? The church culture?
The Sunday?
No.
Having a game on Sunday?
Having a game on Sunday versus a Saturday night.
Well, I think broadcasting for football has all been shuffled around because of the multiple platforms.
Yes.
It used to be, high school Friday, college Saturday, NFL Sunday. Well, now you got NFL on Thursday, you got
Monday.
College on Friday, you got, it's all over the map. I think the multiple broadcasting platforms has just shaken everything up. Just think about this NBA Finals. You got to search 3 or 4 different apps before you can find where the game is.
I got to call somebody.
You got to have Amazon, you got to have ESPN. And, where can I watch the game? So I think it's the multiple platforms. And I'm just happy the fact that, it's on ESPN. That guarantees the high def broadcast. But even if it wasn't, we still got SWAC TV. So.
Well, I'm saying ESPN. So ESPN, there's a difference between ESPN Plus and ESPN2. You need the app to see ESPN Plus. ESPN2, you just turn in the channels and you're gonna find that game. If you're just a average sports fan, you just browsing the channels Sunday morning, you're gonna find that game. So there are gonna be eyes on that game that normally would not be on that game. And just from a cultural standpoint, there are college football games on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, like schools from the MAC and other conferences. So bump the culture or whatever. I could care less about college culture. And another thing, we don't make those decisions. Part of our contract with ESPN states that, hey, if they're going to nationally televise a game, they get to choose
tell us when it is.
Time slot. Yes. And so that's part of the contract. And it is beneficial to us and all of the SWAC and HBCU. Yes, all eyes on me, baby. Let's get it. Put on a hell of a show.
There we go. All right. We're going to shift gears. This is a sports and culture podcast. So we got to talk a little bit of culture. So, I hear a lot of people talking about, hey, I don't do politics and this and that. But if I may take a quote from Dr. Cavill, since I am in America and politics is kind of the activity of deciding who gets what, I think I pay enough taxes where I'm like Denzel, I'm leaving here with something. So let's look at these runoff elections we just had. The Texas 18th, which was a district that Congressman Al Green was forced to compete in after redistricting. His district was eliminated. So it was Congressman Al Green, who we know was getting up in age. Is he 80 yet?
Bro,
he might be close to 80 or pushing.
There's definitely a 7 in front of his number.
5 decades that he has served.
So he no longer will be returning to Congress next session because Christian Menifee won the Texas 18th. And on the Republican side, Ken Paxton beats John Cornyn for the Republican nomination. We're talking about a dude whose wife is divorcing him on biblical grounds. That's not my words, that's her words. He was impeached for embezzlement by his own party. As our Attorney General of the state of Texas. And this was a win for Trump because Trump endorsed him.
Let's not forget the latest scandal. He let a dude walk who raped his best friend's son over the course of 3 years. He
Can't
let
make this up,
he
bro.
let him walk. The judge said, "No, you're gonna do some time." So they gave him 60 days. The dude got out in 30
60
days for
days.
good behavior. What only reason why it was good behavior? Because there wasn't no little boys in jail for him to rape.
See,
Paxton did that. The good white Christians of
yeah,
America is wild.
yep. And on the Democratic side, there was no runoff because James Tallarico had already won the nomination, so he moves forward. But your boy, he need to get his people in line, man. For all those who aren't up in or aren't in Texas, there was a big fire in Dallas on Thursday, I believe it was, and it was in Jasmine Crockett's district. She was trying to field calls from constituents. But James Tallarico's people were blowing up her phone, had the phone lines tied up, trying to tell her that she needed to be on the campaign trail with her whole chest for James Tallarico. That wasn't the time.
No.
And I think the fact that his people are so out of pocket, they've been doing this since the primary. You're not going to win our vote that way. I'm just going to tell you, you're not going to win our vote that way.
There are a lot of it's going to be real complicated. There are going to be a lot of people who were on Jasmine Crockett's team, and I'm a number one Jasmine Crockett fan, who are not going to show up to vote for Tallarico, in part because he really has not come out hard for the African American community in Texas. He just has not. If you listen to his speeches, he draws a fine line, and he doesn't cross it. And so, and if people thinking, well, why these dudes talking about politics? Because as Al said, you may not do politics, but politics do you, and it impacts everything in the state of Texas, and it impacts Prairie View and the other HBCUs in the state. Because we know, if, like, for instance, if Beto O'Rourke would have won the governor's job, PV's
TV would have been
outlook,
fully funded.
oh my goodness. Period. And
Look,
so
we have
this is big.
Yes, I mean we have $250 million of delayed maintenance at PV. Why is it delayed? Because of funding. That's politics. The where you decide who gets what. So it is important that we show up and show out to send as many folks to either the state house or to Congress that are going to bring resources back to us. It's not that we don't put in our fair share. Right now, we got taxation without representation, because the Supreme Court, with Chief Justice John Roberts, has put us into what I'm calling John Crow era. No longer Jim Crow, it's John Crow, because John Roberts took us here. So they have basically gutted the Voting Rights Act, and the NAACP has said, all you athletes, instead of going to these states that don't want you to have a voice to play basketball, football, how about you go somewhere where your vote matters? I know when it originally came out, I was feeling a type of way, but I think I'm coming around. I'm coming around because
I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we're gonna tell these athletes to pick and choose where they go to play for a school, right? Because of their limited voting. And then they're gonna graduate, go off, do whatever, whether it's an athletic professional career or whatever career they're gonna have. And they're gonna move into a neighborhood where they're, again, the minority, and their vote is still going to be counted, but you're still going to get wrapped into the majority of that neighborhood that you moved in. So my baseline is always, not saying I'm for segregation again, but I am saying we got to find a way to populate our communities. We're not going to have a collective vote if we're dispersed in the midst of our suburban areas that are not for us. So unless we're going to push everybody for Pearland or push everybody to come back to Waller County, Prairie View is not going to look the same in 10 years.
To 5 years.
No, it's not.
5 years. I mean, that was Charles Blow's message a few years in a book he wrote about coming back home to the South. And
the devil you know.
The devil you know.
Exactly.
But the way I felt about the the issue I had with the charge or the challenge that NAACP put out there was they said, do not attend any schools, any universities in those Confederate states. The problem is just about every HBCU lies in those Confederate states. And instead of saying go to the HBCUs instead of these historically white institutions, they said leave the state and go to school in the blue state. Like it was a simple statement for it's like it's as if the HBCUs did not exist, which told me that those leaders of the NAACP were not HBCU grads. Because if they were, there's no way in hell their first statement would not have been, don't go to the historically white institutions, but go to the HBCUs instead. And so that was that it rubbed me the wrong way up front, in addition to the weak leadership that the Democratic Party has led with for Lord knows how long at this point. But then you're going to ask these kids who only have a short window to monetize their athleticism to potentially take a hit and move hundreds, if not thousands of miles away from their career, from their mom and daddy to go to school.
But I will say, and there's room for criticism, surely, but it seemed to have worked. Louisiana backed off of their redistricting. Mississippi backed off of theirs. South Carolina backed off of theirs. Georgia. So every one of these states backed off. So just the mere threat seemed to have been enough. So is this maybe a foreshadowing of leverage to come? Maybe.
If we
don't tune in next week,
unless we collectively, only if we collectively get on board and decide what the real state of the African American community is going to look like. Because the redistricting or backing off of those redistricting is great, and I'm all for that. But how many upwardly mobile, let's say middle to upper middle class African Americans are in those districts?
Very few.
Yeah.
So my point is, we're going to land in the same bucket again,
potentially. However, I'll say I'll close out by saying I did come around as well, Al, after just thinking about it and then hearing the NAACP follow up and kind of rebrand that original message that came out horribly originally. But I will say the state of Louisiana, what happened there is the Negroes decided to show their ass up and vote. They Jeff Landry's amendments and all that foolishness he was trying to do, they all went down because our people said, okay, we are actually going to show up and vote this time. And so that showed the collective power of the former Confederate states with the black population. Louisiana is like 33% African American. So if they all show up to vote, then yes, they have voting power. And that's what happened. We saw it.
And Gary Chambers kind of laid out the how it happened.
Yes.
African American vote overperformed. Like you said, they're 32% of the electorate, but they made up 34% of the vote. So that made the difference.
Yeah.
That extra 4% showing up made the difference. Shout out to the brothers and sisters in Louisiana for showing up and showing out.
They got it done.
Yeah, they got it done. Okay, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back to talk some spring sports. And welcome back. Let's talk a little spring sports. So the narrative that has come out of SWAC Spring Sports is that the East dominated the spring. And it's kind of hard to argue against.
You can't argue the data.
Let's pull up some data points. Since Mike ain't here, he's on assignment.
But he did send us the data points.
He did send us the data points. So let me read off some data points. So baseball champions, Alabama State Hornets. So they won they beat Florida A&M 8-6 to bring home the championship. Bethune-Cookman was the regular season favorites, but they kind of fizzled out in the tournament. Softball, FAMU Rattlers. Back in it again.
They were strong.
So they were real strong. So FAMU won softball. Men's outdoor track and field, JSU. JSU brought home outdoor track and field. Women's outdoor track and field, FAMU. All right, I haven't said a team from the West yet.
No, you have
So
not.
they added another conference title by women winning the women's outdoor track and field. Men's golf, UAPB, Golden Lions. So I was rooting for them, man. Hey, they got the championship and got the NCAA conference berth. Women's golf, Alabama State Hornets. Once again, men's tennis, which we no longer have, FAMU Rattlers. Women's tennis, Alabama State Hornets. Now, PV did win basketball and made it to the tournament, but that's it.
Yeah.
So I guess we got to decide. We want to just rank the revenue generating sports, or we going with all of them.
Well,
For PV for this year, we're gonna say we just talking about the revenue generating sports, football and basketball.
Well, you know, that's what the Commissioner's Cup is. What tells you the story, the overall story. You know, so I believe it was Jackson State who won the Commissioner's Cup. I believe.
Yep.
They won it. So, you know, hats off to them. But let's not forget the regular season success for softball in particular.
Mm-hmm.
They had a very good season, as they always do.
They always do, exactly.
As just FAMU was strong. Not only was their game strong, but their post-game shuffle may have been the strongest of all the SWAC softball teams.
That's an important metric.
They stroll was hard,
like fifth
bro.
quarter, huh?
That fifth quarter, that post game stroll, you got to come with it.
And they came with it, bro. So you know, hey, what can you do?
Yeah, you got to come with it. So I think we got some work to do. Does this come down to NIL money? Because we know Alabama State, for one, their collective is all on one accord, and they have put their money where their mouth is, and we're starting to see results.
Well, I would say if you're talking NIL and recruiting the top student athletes for the revenue generating sports, yeah, that's always applicable. That's always gonna make a difference. But we're talking about non-revenue generating sports. How many checks is softball, baseball, tennis, golf? How many checks are they cashing from an NIL perspective? I don't think it's really relevant there. I could be wrong.
I mean, they can get that cost of attendance. It just depends on how their athletic department wants to disperse some of those non-discretionary funds.
Yeah. And
so
I think you said a good thing, man. They were all on one accord. If you get your donors, your boosters on one accord, you have a strong powerhouse backing you to do whatever's necessary to make all your teams whole. Not whole, but do something to keep everybody kosher, right?
Maximize what you got.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I digress.
I mean, but hey, we had a good season because even though we didn't win those spring sports, the championships, they were all strong for the most part. The baseball team performed at a much higher rate than they did last season.
Yeah.
Much better. The new baseball coach did a great job. So track performed well. It just, hey, the SWAC talent was just deep this year. And so that's a good thing for the Southwest Athletic Conference. Our performance across the board for all members of the conference was strong. And that's what we want as we become a HBCU super conference.
Yeah, speaking of that super conference, man, there was some talk about trying to combine the MEAC and the SWAC, but that to me doesn't. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. That to me is everybody stepping on everybody's money at that point.
Yeah, and then what do you do with the Celebration Bowl?
What do you do with the Celebration Bowl? That $1 million payout, or potentially two? Nah, let it be.
No, the only thing that needs to happen there is the MEAC needs to grow back.
They need to
their
grow
numbers. That's all that needs to happen.
Absolutely. All right, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. We are here with for I'm So Glad. It's been a while since we had a I'm So Glad segment. We got Rylan Jones, new PV alum. What's up, bro? Everything good?
Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
Doing
good.
Good,
okay.
Man. Good
first question. At graduation, did you jig across that stage, or did you just walk and maintain decorum?
Walk like you had some sense. Did you walk like you had some sense? Did you act like a doggone fool over there? Did you?
I had to walk like I had some sense. My mom and my grandparents was there.
Oh, thank you. My
I was
mama's in
gonna
the
stroll.
stands, he's saying.
Yeah, I was gonna stroll like Saint, but I was like, nah.
So Mama said, "Don't be out here scandalizing my name."
Mhm.
I'm willing to bet Mama and Grandma would have got over it shortly.
Whatever, they had an open hand in the back of your head waiting for you
Yeah,
to come
they'd have hugged you and be like,
outside.
"But you ain't have to do all that, did you?"
Whack up.
Exactly. Just wait for my master.
There you
I'm
go.
gonna say it.
That is.
There it is. All right, so now I understand that you're the founder and CEO of Playground Promotions. Now we've seen some of the highlights
We have.
from Playground Promotion tent parties.
Yes, sir.
Talk to us about Playground Promotions.
So Playground Promotions, I started at my sophomore year, right after I crossed Epsilon. I'd say it took a long time before we even was hitting those numbers in the tents. We went from 5 people coming to the party to now it's last
Jeez.
party we had about 5,600 people.
Whoa.
That was for our young boy party. During homecoming, I tell you, it went
Y'all
crazy.
doing numbers. Y'all doing numbers.
Cashing checks.
Hey, but you know what? This is a tradition within Epsilon. I can remember back in the
I was
day.
gonna say that.
It was myself, Ed Drayden, Collis Heath, who I'm catching up with this afternoon. The Mexican restaurant up on 290 that's kind of closed down. We rented that space out and we called it Club Obsessions, and that was the spot from 1990, maybe late 91 to maybe 93.
Oh, that early? Yeah.
Yeah,
because it was
we got
still
it
there
in.
when I got there in 93. So yeah, 93.
Yeah,
94.
we had. I think the second 2-6 crossed in at Club
They
Obsessions.
They did.
Oh, maybe
They did.
that's not for this conversation.
Hey,
but okay.
But it wasn't no 6,500 folks up in there though.
No, they doing numbers.
That is insane. I remember somebody sent me. I was just scrolling through the internets, and PV popped up, and it was a tent party, and it was. I knew it was PV, and it was some young lady. They was going at it, and they was sitting around letting her do her thing. And then I was like, oh, man, somebody daddy is pissed.
Yes.
I find out a couple days later that was your party. That's your promotion. I was like, oh, because I didn't know.
So like, ain't nobody told me nothing.
Nobody told me nothing.
And they be going crazy. Shoot, one party we had, it was not the party I deliberately made, but I was on the party. They had the whole trailer. It was a girl on top, and the dude was shoving a cucumber down her throat.
Hey, watch your legal
Lord.
representation.
This is not a family show.
I'm just saying, I don't want him to get in trouble.
Sound like Kappa Beach
I want you to keep your money right, bro. I don't want you.
He don't be
it ain't about the content. I just don't want you to get your.
Well, they're gonna do 10K at this next party. I promise you.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Hey, that young lady has never been the same. Where
all these come from? What unks out here now?
We buying books. What's up?
Hey man, but Rylan, tell us about some of the organizations that you were a part of on campus.
So I was a PAL from my sophomore year until I graduated for buildings 46, 38, and the phases. I was one of the coaches for the step show and stroll off teams. We won back to back. Mentored a great amount of them. Majority of them are like presidents in different organizations, and just crossed this past spring. I'm a brother of Black. Just leading and cultivating knowledge. It's basically showing what a Prairie View man is. Male, mentoring. My majority of my things, I'm make sure I mentor. And the biggest thing I'm proud of, I'm a Spring 23 initiate of Epsilon Gamma Iota Incorporated, the Alpha chapter.
Yes, sir.
And so you already know.
I've seen a lot of the men in the Black walk across campus, and yeah, they are impressive. They hold themselves in accordance to how mama and grandmama would approve of, how the elders would approve of. Give us a little more background, because I'm sure people in our generation have no idea what it is. Give us a little more background information on that group.
So Black started in around 2011, during the time when there was no fraternities on campus. At the time, that's when the passing happened. The founders of Black decided to come together with their faculty member and was like, hey, we want to still represent and still show, like, hey, this is what a man's supposed to do on campus. So they ended up making Black, and throughout the years, it went from just helping out and doing community service to now we're at graduations, we have meetings with the president. Anytime that it's a large scale event, when Professor LeGrand and when she got inaugurated, Black was the ones like orchestrating the event. So in a sense, if you're a part of Black, you have to have like some status on campus and still push it on campus.
Okay.
So you're in organizations that are held with high esteem, all of them, but then so you have the angel on one shoulder, but then you have what would be perceived as the devil on the other shoulder with your party promotion, the off the yard party promotion, right? So I imagine you got a lot of pushback. Your group got a lot of pushback with the parties. Explain to us the hurdles you faced internally with Prairie View and externally with your party promotion team, and then how you navigated that with the other groups that were looked at as a positive that you were involved in.
So first thing, a lot of the pushback I faced was the negative stigma around Prairie View. Like, oh, it's already a party school, like y'all don't take it serious and everything. Then another thing I faced was, oh, why didn't you just join another team that's already been around for a minute? And I told them I wanted my own stuff. I know I can throw a good party, so I don't need to be a part of somebody else to do that. And I say, the way that I made sure like playground promotion still had a good image, I made sure I always represented myself and kept it high. So anytime I wore playground or anytime I wore Black, people was like, okay, I respect Rylan, I respect Rallo and everything. And I make sure I get on my promoters. Yes, we throw parties, but at the same time, make sure you're a part of this org. Make sure you're going to your classes. I'm asking them about their tests. I'm going to their events to where they feel like, okay, dang, he cares more for me and is pushing me. Then I need to make sure I'm on top of my thing. And really, another thing was with the engineering, because being an engineer, we
did cream the crop, baby.
Man, there was times I just got done cleaning the field at like 4 a.m. had a test at 8. No, I'm spending the rest of the time studying until it's time for the test. In the end of the day, I wanted to quit so many times, but that's an excuse.
You must, buddy.
Hey, which tools you using, the warped or the rusted ones? All right. So tell us what's next. What's next for? Go ahead.
Oh my bad. I say definitely. I'm getting my master's in operating systems or AI. I'll still have playground going on in Prairie View. I have a new head. His name is Gil and LJ. Those I've been like mentoring them and making sure that you know how to run the business and you know how to work well on campus. One's a finance major, one's an engineer.
We sure appreciate you joining us on the show, and we will see you in July here in Dallas. Appreciate you.
Thank you. We lost you for a couple seconds.
And welcome back. Time for some We Ready shout outs. Let me get us started off. My first shout out goes out to Sinai Kenshin. She was arguably Prairie View's most accomplished spring athlete. She won the SWAC outdoor heptathlon with a personal best of 4,886 points and also scored in additional field events for the Panthers. Earlier this year, she captured the SWAC indoor pentathlon championship while setting the school record. So she ready.
She ready. I got a shout out. I'm going to shout out the entire PVAMU football team and their academic support team. They finished with a spring GPA of 3.13, which is the record for the program, for the football team.
All right.
3.13
yes. That's what
GPA.
we're talking about.
You going to school to be a student athlete, and they getting it done.
There it is.
They ready.
They ready.
They ready.
I'm gonna take a little bit of a shift and focus more on cultural things that I'm seeing right now. I'm gonna shout out those PV alums who are actually making the strides to come back and invest in Prairie View and Waller County. I will name names. I could name names, but I'm not for personal reasons. But those that are coming back and buying property in Prairie View and actually committing financially to supporting that community, they ready.
They ready.
These
ready.
unnamed people are
unnamed people. They are ready.
All right. I guess I'll take us out of here since Shanetta ain't here. Here we go. PV.
You know.
Oh man, we need.
I'm the only one that be on time. Let the people
See?
understand and recognize.
And we out of here. All
And
right.
you also
all right.
probably singing Grammys in the shower too, ain't you?